to be anyone. I have the power. Close my eyes, take the leap, and make a wave. Taking the chance, won't turn away. Changing the world, starting today. I am the change I want to see. I am the change, it starts with me. From this day on, I'll always be part of the change. It starts with me. I am the change. I am the change. It starts with me. See what I can become. It's within me. I am more than enough. I know it's true. Taking the chance, won't turn away. Changing the world, starting today. I am the change I want to see. I am the change, it starts with me. From this day on, I'll always be part of the change. It starts with me. I am the change. I am the change. It starts with me. I am the change I want to see. I am the change, it starts with me. From this day on, I'll always be part of the change. It starts with me. I am the change. 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 It starts with me.
Good morning and welcome to the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living. We are coming to you virtually from right here at the Inspiration Cafe in Paoli, Pennsylvania. And we're delighted that you chose to join us today. We're delighted that whoever you are, you're so welcome here and we love you already. So wherever you may be in the world, and wherever you may be moving along your spiritual evolutionary journey, we are very, very welcome and invited to be with us this hour of contemplation, inspiration, music, prayer, and a little talking. Thanks for being with us. You're already important to us, so thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, by the way, I'm Maxine Kaye, and I am delighted to be the spiritual leader of this beloved community. We're not only a center here in just outside of Philadelphia, but we also are part of a greater organization, the Centers for Spiritual Living, which indeed is worldwide. And the Centers for Spiritual Living, long time ago, came up with a purpose, a vision, a mission, and we embody those, and we do the best we can to live from those principles. So the first one is our purpose, which is, say it with me if you wish, awakening humanity to its spiritual magnificence. Don't you think it's time that we all realized that, sure, we're human, but we're way more than that, because there's only one life. It's God's life, and we're all created from that life. And so we want to become aware and then help other people awaken to their divinity as well. It's a wonderful purpose, and we delight in having it. Then there is the vision, which is a world that works for all. We used to say a world that works for everyone, and then we moved it into a world that works for all. So why not just start with a world that works for all? That's definitely our vision. And do you know that until we believe that it is possible to have a loving, peaceful, fair, just, prosperous, loving, compassionate world, until we believe that's possible, it's probably not going to happen. So let's get to work. Let's roll up our spiritual sleeves and begin or continue keeping in mind that beautiful focus on everybody well-fed, everybody loved, everybody understood, everybody living fully who they truly are, authentically. And then our mission is simply to provide spiritual tools for personal and global transformation. That is our organization's mission. And we love that we are a part of that. We have beautiful spiritual tools provided for us nearly 100 years ago by our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes. And we apply those tools and we use them for ourselves, for our loved ones, for our community, and ultimately for the world itself. And right here at the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living, we also have a purpose statement, and I'll invite you to share that with me if you would like to speak it aloud. Living, loving, learning, spirituality that works. Yes, and now I'm going to invite Reverend Mike to come up, because we're going to focus on one of our Declaration of Principles, the one of the many that Dr. Holmes put together many years ago. Come on up here.
Well, thank you, Dr.
That he put together many years ago when somebody asked, what is it that you as religious scientists believe? So we've chosen number 5. Would you care to read that?
I'd love to. We believe in the eternality, the immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul forever and ever expanding.
Oh, don't you love that?
I love it.
Oh my gosh, because we realize that no matter what goes on and the changes that take place in our lives, that there is something that is forever true, authentically true, of the infinite and of each one of us.
And it's expressing itself right through us. You see, nothing changes but God in us, expressing a greater idea of itself.
Right. God is what never changes.
You bet.
I mean, that's the truth, right?
Yeah.
So thank you very much. Now we'll go into our opening song by Daniel Nahmod. Thank you.
Bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through crying, I'm through waiting, I'm through hoping against all hope. I'm through longing for something gone that'll never return. Think I finally learned to bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through grieving, I'm through dreaming that the life I had is ever coming back. No more wishing on someone else's star that'll never be mine. I think it's time to bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. And I've survived many times before. Broken heart and slamming doors. I'll be alright, yes I will, once more. Just as I did back then, I'm gonna rise again. So bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. So bring it on. Everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I know it's gonna be everything new.
Good morning, kids. Hi, gather around. I want to talk to you just for a few minutes. I don't want to disturb your Sunday. I know it's important to you because you're back in school now and you need your rest and maybe some weekend homework. I don't know. But I'm going to ask you, do you remember the first time that you learned to change your own socks? You probably don't, but it might have been a bit of a big deal when you were really, really, really little. And what was more challenging, of course, was to learn to tie your own shoes. Remember that? The rabbit goes down the hole. And remember how you learned to do that? Maybe you don't, because that was a long time ago, too. Well, it was a bit more challenging, but it was pretty simple once you learned how to do it. You see, we're always moving through changes. And in the changes, we learn new things. That's the beauty of it. So what about changing something more difficult? Like an attitude, like instead of not wanting to do some task that you know you need to do, changing the attitude so that we find something to look forward to in doing that and thinking ahead about how good it's going to feel when you get it done. Changing an attitude is a very important thing. And another way that we want to change that is instead of criticizing people, as we tend to do as human beings, not just kids, but adults, maybe more so with adults than kids, come to think of it. But when we criticize, even in our own minds, another person, we're really shutting off the possibility of seeing who they really, really are. So we can change our attitude and become interested in learning more about who they are and how they feel and why they feel that way. And what we can appreciate about them then, instead of what we judge about them. So what doesn't change? If everything out there changes, and if we can change, and we do all the time, we need to for our growth and expansion and happiness and peace and power and joy. But what does not change is God itself, that divine expression of infinite life and love. Doesn't change. It is eternally the same today, yesterday, today, and always. We can depend on love's nurture. We can depend upon wisdom's guidance. Human events, conditions, attitudes are all designed to change, aren't they? So we need to stay with the loving, nurturing, wise, guiding presence that is forever there, that we can always, always rely upon completely. That wonderful presence of God. While you make, and I make, the changes, any changes we choose to make. Then do it again, and again, and again. Isn't that great? So you go change whatever you're cooking in the kitchen or whatever you're playing or whatever. But enjoy your day. We love you. And the next time that we're actually meeting together, we hope to see you. It'll be a Thursday night coming up before you know it. Love you. Talk soon. Bye.
Good morning, everyone. Edie Janik here. Happy to serve as the board president for the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living. And our wonderful Mila is with me as well. And we're going to give you today's announcements, and we're going to share the responsibility. She's selected the sections that she would like to do. And I got all the hard ones, quote unquote. No, just kidding. All right. Happy you're here. Thank you for sharing your morning with us, wherever you are in the world. And we have really exciting news. And I know you've heard about it, and I want to make you even more excited about it. So I'm going to have Mila talk to you about it.
Yay. Our exciting news is that we will be holding all future in-person celebration weekly at United Church of Christ at Valley Forge, 45 Walker Road in Wayne, Pennsylvania.
Yay!
On Thursday evenings, beginning Thursday, September 12th, we will hold our meditation session at 6:30 p.m. and the celebration will be held at 7 p.m. For all those who watch us virtually, we will continue to stream our celebrations on Sunday mornings at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. What? A.M. That's what I mean. Sorry.
He was just checking to make sure you were paying attention.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Volunteers. And once a month, we will hold special events at United Church of Christ at Valley Forge in their fellowship hall on the third Sunday of each month. So we invite you to attend our annual community business meeting on Sunday 15th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be holding in their fellow room. If you can't join us in person, we will be holding it on Zoom. So you will want to go to our pop-up screen and register to get the Zoom link. We also encourage you to read a very special message for our board president, Edie Janik. Just go click on the link on our homepage pop-up screen or go to the blog page on our website.
That was a lot.
I know.
Very good. You did a wonderful job. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we're very excited about having our in-person Thursday celebrations and our once a month Sunday fellowship in their fellowship hall at UCC. It's very beautiful space. Looking forward to seeing you there. We will have greeters. We'll have prosperity ushers and youth group available and teens to work with. So we are looking for folks to volunteer, and we'll be talking to you more about all of that very soon. So we continue to welcome you to join the CSL 100-day mindful practice. It's wonderful. I listen to it every morning. Learned a lot of really great practices with this CSL 100-day mindful practice to raise the vibration for the 2024 U.S. presidential election, which started last Sunday and will continue to November 4th. To participate, simply text the word JOIN to the number 470, it's on the screen, 7840250, and you will receive a short daily voice message. It's only a minute or so. They're very short, but incredibly powerful. There's more information on this on our website. Check the calendar of events or the pop-up screen, and talking about changing your adjusting to change. It's really good practice. All right, Dr. Maxine is offering 2 September Zoom classes. It's September, back to school. So the first is a 2-session discovery class on consecutive Sundays, September 22nd and 29th from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Zoom. If you love gathering with conscious, caring people in our center for discussions about our teaching, and if you enjoy reviewing the history and basics of the science of mind philosophy and discovering greater insights, if you're interested in becoming a member of the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living or would like to support those who are ready to join us, or if you would like to get to know some very special people on a very deep level and discover what you have in common, we invite you to join this 2-session Zoom class. For more information and registration, you can go to our website calendar and visit the pop-up screen.
Pop-up screen.
Pop-up screen. The second class is the Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. This is 6-week accredited course with the Centers for Spiritual Living. It begins on Tuesdays on Zoom from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time, September 24th through October 29th. This class is perfect for the beginning study of Science of Mind principles, as well as for longtime students ready for a deep review. It is considered a foundational course, meeting one of the requirements for those who are drawn to proceed to advanced classes. 4 major areas of our human experience are dealt with in depth as we learn more about the use of the creative process. There will be a good deal of healthy interaction and practice in class, as well as interesting and growth-producing assignments during the week, aka homework. Discovering and transforming limited subconscious patterns of belief, free to enjoy healthy relationships, flowing prosperity, radiant health, and increasing creative expression. These are all wonderful things. What are you ready to experience by changing your thinking? If you'd like to enjoy this journey together, just go to our
Pop-up screen.
And you can go to our events calendar for more information and to register.
Back to me. Our next Nibbles and New Thought discussion will be held Monday, September 9th at 6 p.m. or 6:15 p.m. to 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time at TJ's Restaurant in Paoli. And our next full moon celebration will be held on Tuesday, September 17th at 7 to 8 p.m. at Smethers Home in Collegeville, PA.
Well, that's it for today's announcements. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Yay!
I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I am stronger every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and pure and free. As I continue walking in this mystery, I surrender to my greatest, highest good. I release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I am grateful every moment, every day. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know what I thought was safe and sound was only habit and regret that held me down. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I am kinder every moment, every day. I'm more loving every moment, every day. I surrender every moment, every day.
As we prepare for our morning meditation, I invite you to take a deep sacred breath, a breath of spirit, the prana, the chi, the life force, and feel it circulating through your body, through your heart, your mind, through your entire consciousness, bringing renewal, restoration, clarity, love, and wisdom. Now let's consider the holy, changeless one, the absolute dependability of the divine. And from that sacred throne within your heart, let us view the world in its plasticity. It is not solid. Everything external transforms. Its desire, its intention, and its nature is to change. So imagine this world as we view it from the internal chamber of the Sacred Heart within us. Imagine that it is ready to be reshaped into more desirable conditions. Experience the movement of this divine substance which brings all things into form and transforms and makes the necessary beautiful changes that we intend. What a wonderful thing to remember, that God never changes, and everything in our external world of condition is ready and willing to change as we establish a new intention. So now let us simply let the former to slip away with grace and ease. There's no struggle or striving to this. Just let it melt away like the snow in the springtime. Now open your heart to new possibilities, because it is you and I and all sentient beings who set new intentions. Let's keep our focus on that which is true, that which is beautiful, that which is of good report, that which is life-affirming, healthy and sustaining and uplifting and inspiring for all. Keep our focus on what our heart's desires are truly asking us to intend and to allow to be unfolded. Stay with the truth. Keep our attention away from any external erroneous thought or experience or condition. Stay with the truth and give thanks for it. All is well. All is well, truly, truly. All is well.
Child of the living God, made in the image of perfect love. All that I am, all I've been given to you, my God, I surrender.
And now I would like to welcome one of our practitioners who lives out of the area but is a very important part of our God Squad, coming to you from California, Idlewild, California, is our beloved practitioner who will give an opening treatment, Dawn Finlayson.
Good morning. I am Dawn Finlayson, Centers for Spiritual Living, Greater Philadelphia practitioner. I have a reading for you today from Emmett Fox. It is from 1952 from Stake Your Claim. Page 44. A door opens. Change is the law of the universe. Without change, the world would not merely remain in a static state, but it would soon become stale and stagnant. Without change, there would be no progress, for change is the very essence of every betterment. It is quite obvious that to do anything in a new and better way, there must be change. Yet many people look upon change that comes into their lives with dread and foreboding. But for those on the spiritual path, for those who believe in God and the power of prayer, change is an invitation to be the fuller expression of life. It means that a new door has opened and you are ready to step forward. Paul tells us in his epistle to the Romans that we are to be transformed by the renewing of our minds in order that we may more fully do God's will. In this statement, he really suggests that not only should we not fear change, but rather that we should actively bring about by renewing our changing minds. By doing this, he says that we shall be transformed. In other words, our old problems and difficulties shall fade away, and like the butterfly that emerges from its confining chrysalis, we shall experience a new freedom and a new joy. When a problem or condition arises in your life that indicates change, rely upon God. And realize that it is not so much that a door has closed on a chapter of your life, but rather that a door has opened on a new and more interesting things. Remember, the Bible does not say cling to the old. It says, behold, I make all things new. So, if you will, take a deep breath with me. And know that there is only one power in this universe. This power is so big, so joyous, so happy to say yes. This power, this spirit, this presence is right here, right now, speaking through me. I am one with it. I know right here, right now, that change is profoundly changing within me, this congregation, the universe, that things are moving forward into a better and perfect place. I am so knowing that each and every one of us are feeling this change, and we welcome it, knowing that it is for our betterment, for our joy, for our peace. And I bless this speech today, this talk today, this moment in time, that we are each and every one of us getting exactly what we need, hearing what we need to hear, to know that we are changing. And we release that fear, that foreboding is gone. We allow and accept the good to come into our lives. And I know right here and right now, Dr. Maxine and Reverend Mike are blessed. They are blessed. And their talk is so good, that it comes through, that each person gets what they need to hear. And I bless our IT team, and I bless each and every one of our congregants. I bless each and every one of our people that support us in every way, in our family, our friends, in our lives. That each and every person is a ripple effect of us, loving, peaceful, and joyful. I am so grateful, so thankful to know this to be true. This is done in the mind of God. It is done in my heart. I release this to the law and action of God. And so it is. And so it is. Good morning.
And now I invite you to read with me, if you choose to, the affirmation for today. I invite the divine changeless to transform me into my authentic self with grace and ease.
Running around fixing this and that, giving it up to God and then taking it back. Just release and let it go. You don't even have to think about it no more. Get out of the way. 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 Get out of the way and let God do His thing. You don't like the way that the world's on your back. Just take a deep breath and cut yourself some slack. All that drama ain't good for you. You couldn't change what it is if you knew what to do. So get out of the way. 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 Get out of the way and let God do His thing. Get out of the way, let James do His thing.
Well, you have a treat this morning because as we continue our new theme for September, Learn, Teach, Transform, you get a double header because Reverend Mike and I are going to do one of our famous He Said, She Said talks. The topic today is the art of change. Well, we know how easy that is for everyone, isn't it? Don't you love change? Okay, well, let's start with a quote from Ernest Holmes in The Science of Mind. God's ideas and attributes are eternal and cannot change. In change is the changeless. In time is the eternal and timeless. Well, Reverend Mike and I have about 3 points we want to share with you today. And the first one is that external forms change. It's their nature. And they're not intended to last. What would you say about that?
Thank God.
I do every day.
Thank God. I mean, can you imagine if external forms didn't change, what would happen when you planted a seed? Nothing. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what would happen if external forms didn't change and you were left at home with teenagers? Whoa! Now, some people make a big deal about wanting the country to be the way it used to be. You know, making America great again. Did you know it was in 1915 that just before that, women couldn't vote? That's true. And not only that, until 1965, unless you were of the right color, you couldn't vote either. I wouldn't really call that being great, would you? So I think greatness has to do with allowing Spirit to guide us, direct us, and accept the greater possibility. That's what the change is that we accept. That's what the change is that we know. And that's the nature of change to us.
It's very good. Hard to argue with that. I was ready for a rebuttal, you know. Well, change is something we all go through, and some of us do it more gracefully than others. I have learned, actually, after all of these wonderful years on this planet, that change is basically my middle name. So I have learned to do it with a lot more grace and ease. Let's not attempt to keep the status quo. Rather, let's embrace quo vadis. You know what quo vadis means?
Mm-mm.
Well, I'll tell you. It means, where are you going?
Mm-mm.
See, that indicates that there is something that is being transformed. If I can move from point A to point B, I'd better ask myself, where am I going? And whither thou goest, of course, is what we read in Scripture, but it's the same thing. So here is where we begin to set into motion a new intention. But we can't set a new intention into motion until we're willing to release what has been, to acknowledge that God, as you said, is the only thing that does not change, whereas it's intended that everything change out there according to our conscious intention. Isn't it wonderful?
Uh-huh.
All right. What would you
You
like?
notice how I always learn things from her. A new word every day.
Which word did you learn?
I can't even remember what it was.
Then did you really learn it?
No. I'll have to listen to the tape.
Quo vadis.
Quo vadis.
What does that mean?
I'll have to listen to the tape.
Where are you going?
Where am I going? I should know that one. Okay, so the next key point we wanted to talk about was intention precedes manifestation, so we focus on the underlying divinity and produce greater results.
Yeah.
But I don't agree with that.
Uh-oh, here comes the
Yeah.
rebuttal.
See, because I've noticed that things manifest in life that I had no intention to do, to experience, to have. I think stuff happens in the world. There was nobody at the wheel. Stuff happens. Things manifest. And that's not necessarily because of somebody's intention. So I think it's true that we can have intentions and manifest great things. But we need to be guided by a greater spirit. We need to be guided by a greater intelligence. We have to make sure somebody's at the wheel.
Well, I agree with that last part, but I'm going to rebut the first part.
Good.
Because, it's been said that intention is measured by effect. There's been some intention, whether it was conscious or not conscious, because there's a whole lot of unconsciousness that goes on in our world. Have you noticed?
Mm-hmm.
And so we don't always know what's coming forth from our own subconscious mind, much less from the greater human race subconscious mind. But there's always an intention before the effect. And we in most cases, we're not aware of it, but it's still something there. That's the way this wonderful universal law works.
I think it was Trower that said that's the unintelligent use of intelligence.
Well, I think it was Raymond Charles Barker who said that. Isn't
That's
this
okay.
fun?
He learns from one another.
Absolutely. When that happens, it's still an intention, but it's not an intention that's healthy or wise. And so that's why it's so important that we elevate our intentions while we are trusting the creative intelligence. And we don't have to struggle, and we don't have to stress. We simply invite grace. We invite grace to guide us in the process, helping us make those great, conscious, creative, compassionate intentions that benefit ourselves and everyone else.
And we also realize that we don't do the work. It's the Father within that does the work.
Who was it who told us about that?
There was this guy named Jesus, I think it was.
Oh, yes. And this was our beautiful teacher, master teacher, way shower. And if we would only follow the teachings of Jesus, we'd finally get this world right, don't you think?
It's a good way to start. Okay, so in surrendering to the creative process, we bring expanded ideas into brilliant form. So, expanding into brilliant form. So what I find myself doing is surrendering to spirit. I found that for me, the best way towards and to realize a spiritual path, a spiritual realization, is to continue to surrender to Spirit. Continue to surrender to that which I am. There is God and there's the I am, and we are all one. There's no separateness, no difference. I've learned that I don't put God up on a tree. I don't put God in a book. God is right where I am. I am the one. You are the one. And we can individualize a greater world by remembering who and whose we are, the one.
Quite so. I found this in the textbook also. Our Science of Mind that Ernest wrote many years ago, we have lovingly come to call the textbook because we teach so many classes from it. This is on page 68, and I love this. All seeming change is merely the play of life upon itself. And all that happens must happen by some inner action upon itself. What would be the nature of this interaction? It would have to be by the power of some inner movement of life, that is, the voice of God. God standing for the first great and only cause of all that is. That's what we listen to, the voice of God. And it's right within us all. It helps us make all those clear, conscious, creative, compassionate, beautiful, effective intentions and allow the law to bring them into being. See, we already learned last week how to unlearn the false beliefs and the limiting ideas. You remember that lesson?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now we are ready to embody the art of change. And it is an art so that we can continue to evolve spiritually. And speaking of which, I'll be teaching a class called Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. This is commercial time. And it begins on Tuesday, September 24th. It is an accredited class, a foundational class with Centers for Spiritual Living. And it is all about what we're speaking about today. Until we change our consciousness, we're not able to allow the conditions in the world to shift and transform into something wonderful. And that's what we all desire, isn't it? So check that out and join me if you wish. It's been wonderful having this little chat with you today.
Yes, it has been. It has been very good. Remember to allow grace to come into your life. And the way you do that is by focusing on Spirit being right where you are, right what you are. And amazing things can happen that you don't even have to be thinking about. You can have a healing without asking for a healing. You can have abundance without asking for abundance. Because you know what? It's all there through grace.
This is true. As we enter into that deep, clear, sweet, powerful awareness that there's God and nothing else, then we allow everything to unfold with grace and ease. Thank you for being with us today as Reverend Mike and I had this little chat. And so it is. And this is the time of the joyous experience of sharing our prosperity. And we love to give to the closest source of our spiritual nurture. For me, it's the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living.
And for me, too.
All right.
She does it with the old-fashioned way with a check.
I do, because it means a lot to me to take this and put it to my heart. I know there's so many other updated methods that all of you give so beautifully. Thank you for your contributions. You're making a difference in the life of this center. But I like to hold it to my heart because it reminds me that every good and beautiful gift comes right from the heart of God itself, and it's my joy to circulate it. So will you join me in the prosperity affirmation? I choose to celebrate prosperity. Divine love blesses my gift. It is the acceptance of God as the source of my abundant supply. With joy and gratitude, I share my abundance with this center. In doing so, I am one with the law of circulation. My tithe goes forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless. It returns to me multiplied abundantly, and I am prospered, and so it is.
one power, invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angel's wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. We speak so many languages, different clothing, different colors, different names. But different is only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. And we'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus or Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, or it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, yeah. One power is what we are. It's the moment of creation. It's an everlasting peace. It's the freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep. It's the anger we abandon, for it's love that's most deep. It's one power. What we are is it's the power of the love that lives forever in you and me. It's the power of the love in you and me.
Thanks so much for tuning in to be with us today. And those of you who are in the area, please join us this Thursday night at 6:30 for meditation, 7 o'clock for celebration at the United Church of Christ, Valley Forge in Wayne, Pennsylvania. And if you can't be with us in person, just tune in the following Sunday morning as usual, and there it will be for you. So thank you for being with us as we go forth.
And be part of the change you've wanted to see.
And so it is.
The sun will come up with a wave of your hand. You're smack dab in the middle of the promised land. It all turned out just the way that you planned. Believe it, you will see it. Believe it, you will see it. And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. Sun'll come up with a wave of your hand. You're smack dab in the middle of the promised land. It all turned out just the way that you planned. Believe it, you will see it. Believe it, you will see it. And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. And you ain't seen nothing. Ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. Ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. Here we go. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Yay!
Hello everyone and welcome to the GPCSL Weekend News. I'm Jeffrey Messino. John Zoll has the day off.
Great job.